It is in alarm right now. Yeah, it is. 2 minutes to trip current high. Resets in 2 minutes. D2DNY, Real World HVAC Simplified. And today I have this device here. It's called National Compressor, part number 702-06-10330. I guess this is Hoffman controls, and Hoffman controls make this current monitor device for semi-hermetic, as you could see. Semi-hermetic. You guys have seen this job before. I did, how to wire it up. So today I have this device here from Hoffman control or National Compressor. In this National Compressor. In this device, right, you can see currently it's an alarm. It did trip on high current. I did configure it now, so it's good. It offers not only it offers high current, overcurrent protection. It also lets you know if your rotation or phase rotation is incorrect. Don't know whether that would be necessary in a compressor that is a reciprocating. Whichever way you're rotating, you're still gonna pump up and down motion. But it does. Initially, when I turned it on and I started the compressor manually by pushing in the contactor, I had there it goes, just reset. Okay. And if you're wondering why I put it here in the crankcase, it's not a bad idea. The cover is gonna go on the compressor like so. It's pretty cool. Boom, secure that in there. That's watertight. No worries, it's good. It's because the number one reason why it's in here and not in the controls section or controls panel is because I'll let the image speak for itself, right? I won't say a word. See that? Go the other side. Okay. So we try to run the cooling, but I have the compressor contactors off. Just for this reason, I have the power to the contactors off. So let me just turn this thing off because it's going to be noisy as hell for this video. Let me shut this thing off. Reboot. All right. So the compressor didn't start, guys, because I have the switches to the compressor off just in case this happened. But I just want to just go over real quick. How I did it. So what's in the box? You got these CTs or current sensors. All right, and you get 3 of these. You see, I got one installed on line 1, and I have another one installed on line 2 down there, and another one on line 3. It's a bit tight, but they're all there. Each one goes around, and you can stick the wire right through it like this. So each line 1, line 2, and line 3, one sensor per line. And then you have these wires, 2 wires, these red and black wires. They shipped with the device. Connect them there, and then where's that back? And then you connect them over there, right? So we said CT1 plus minus. I don't think the plus minus matters. You can just put it wherever. I put it in, red and black, and here I didn't really line up anything in particular to say, well, left and right or whatever those symbols are. K and what's that? K and H, whatever. Yeah, I don't think it matters. So long as you connect it, all 6 cables in the CT section. And this is it right here. CT1, CT2, CT3. And you got 1, 2, and 3. One thing I would note is that I would say that you install these with these arrows facing, to the direction of the current flow. So the current is flowing to the compressor. You're going to install all of them with the arrows pointing in that direction. And if you don't know how to wire this compressor up or configure it, I have a video on it on my channel. Actually, I'm going to leave it in the description so you can go see that. Let me show you the other finished product. and this is the box that it comes in, and these are where the CT centers comes in. And like I said, they give you these wires. You get, I think, like about 6 feet of wires altogether. I just cut them to length. What else? What else? Oh, you do get a manual if you want to, and it's pretty, you know, intuitive. So it will let you know exactly how to wire it up. There's schematics in here. If you have only if you had a single phase compressor, you can use this as well, because here it is. It's only one line, a single phase. So we're only using one CT here. Okay, so you can use that in the application. This can also be hooked up with the oil sensor, oil temperature sensor, and I believe discharge temperature sensor. In the terminals, you see that oil, the EHXS, that's the exhaust temperature sensor, and then the oil temperature sensor. Okay, I'm not using that right now in the setup, but it can do it. What else? All right, so you will get this manual, you know, with the device. Now, how you would wire it up? So so you got the sensors hooked up, you know, like the CTs goes there. What's going on with this device here? Okay, and then here you have some alarm. If you want to be notified whenever this device is tripped, this is where you can. This is your alarm relay. Calm on, normal open, normally close. And in the back there, you know, you probably can't see it, but it's the same set of switches over there in the corner. And this other relay right here, I have a red and white wire on that. The red and white wire, I just connected in series. That this is the same wire right here, and this is in series with my high pressure switch right here, right? So like this, so when this thing goes into alarm, it would be almost if the machine goes off when I hit. Same difference, safeties. So the actual trip sensor, which is right here, the trip sensor, you see how they show you in series with the controls. So I got common, one wire from the unit goes into the common, the other wire goes into my high pressure switch, and then the other wire from the high pressure switch goes back into the, you know, whatever is going on up here. You know what I'm saying? So it's in series. So these normally closed contacts is in series with my high pressure switch in this setup. That's all I did, and it works beautiful. So then when it's running, you'll see the amperage display, the total amperage display right there where it says amps. And you have three by default. You have three trips. One trip. Let me go through the menu. Okay. Can you see that? So manual reset. If you want a manual, if it was trip right now where it was red, and you want a manual reset, you just press the enter key. But I don't want to do that, so let's go down. I press mode again, and this is your current trip settings. And if you press enter into that, it says number of phase 3. So you could change that to single phase if you have single phase line 1, line 2, or just one line. You could change that. You change it by, you know, hold on. Fan just starts again. Sometimes this thing is a pain. But anyways, let's get this out of the way, because this is gonna get sucked up into the fan and chopped into pieces, a million pieces. Okay, safe to the ground. We don't need that anymore. So what was I saying? So let's get back into it. So let's get back into the menu. It's a better angle. Okay, so we go back into, so it asks if you want to do manual reset, you'll press enter. If it's trip, right now you don't want to wait for the time delay. It's set up right now for three tries and 5 minutes interval. If it trips, it will retry for 3 times, and then it'll be a permanent lockout. Okay, so they're trip setting for current. So we go to we press enter in that, and it says number of phase, you can change it. This it says number of phase 0, phase temp only, single phase on, 0 phase temperature only, single phase and 3-phase. So in my case, I got 3-phase. So press enter. Trip current level, or trip amps in amperage, right? I got 35. You could change that by plus and minus. It does a phase imbalance, so I guess it checks the amperage draw across the different 3 phases. And you know, voltage and current is the same thing. So if you got a voltage imbalance, you will also have a current imbalance, right? Bravo! I love this device. All right, boom. All right, so that you have the delay, imbalance delay. All right, so you got for the contactor 3 seconds. If it's the imbalance is more, it's greater than 12% for 3 seconds, we trip out. Okay, and what's this one here? Phase check or check phase. Well, that is if the check phase order. So it will, like I said, it checks the rotation. Initially when I turned it on, it tripped on that. All right, which I don't think you need it here because this is a reciprocating compressor. But that's pretty cool, right? I mean, all right, so that's AS, so press enter. Okay, so we're back at where we're at the main screen. The screen is a bit reflective, you know, I'm doing my best here, guys. All right, and so if you go, there's other settings in here too if you press the mode. So that's a manual reset, press enter. No, I don't want to do that. I want to keep going. So settings, current trip settings, temperature trip set. Oh, I got this bad. Temperature trip settings, trip auto reset, and alarm. And it's pretty straightforward. You press enter into it, and it says trip until manual reset, or trips until manual reset 3. I could change this number to 1 or 4 or whatever by changing up or down and press enter when I'm done. Okay, auto reset delay 5 minutes. I could change that time if I want. I could make it 10 minutes or 7 minutes. You know, you can just do it by up or down, and when you're done, press enter. Straightforward. Okay, once you finish making the change, press enter. What is this right here? Exit external alarm when tripped, meaning that if you want to activate these contacts when it's tripped, this is alarm contact, and this light will show you that the contacts has been changed. Again, it's a single pole, double throw relay, common, normal, open, normal, close, and it's the same thing for the trip contacts over there, which you'll put in series with your safeties. All right. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, guys. But it's a cool device. I love it. The most cool feature about it that I think it is, if it trips and the customer comes up here and think that they are slick, or they oh yeah, we don't have to call the service guys, we're gonna, you know, do this ourselves. They come up here and reset the circuit, the switch. It's latched, so it's gonna when they cycle the power to the unit and put it back on, it's still gonna be in red. Now, given that it's down here, right, and I'm gonna put the screws in here, they will never know. It will never know. So I'm just kidding, but you know, it means that it's a service call, and you want that. You don't want the customer to be resetting the unit by cycling the power, and you don't know what's going on, and then you ruin the compressor, right? So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hadn't subscribed, subscribe. I do upload videos on a weekly basis. I'm out.